Awesome. Welcome all. I hope everyone is having a good afternoon so far in the seminar. My name is BK. I'm a field CTO and principal architect at Google Cloud within the customer engineering group in the financial services sector. Today, I'm going to talk to you about, how Google Cloud is partnering with some of the large FSIs and digital natives on their digital transformation journey. And I am using Zoom here for the first time, Ra, within my Google laptop. So I hope, let me know if anything goes wrong in between. So the agenda, as I said, to talk to you about the digital transformation journey a lot of FSIs are having with Google, some of the details around the industry solutions, and a sneak peek into the generative AI and Google Cloud. That's the hot topic, so I couldn't skip that on. There are updates as we speak happening from the Google I/O, so those would not be a part of this slide deck here, but more to come in the next few days. So, taking a step back, the macroeconomic conditions, Dan kind of alluded to that. FSIs are going through a pretty challenging time, right, over the last 1 year or so. Just as an example, the Silicon Valley Bank and the Signature Bank, in the days after the collapse, the top 25 US banks, they gained $3-digit billion in customer deposits or in a matter of few days. And in the same time period, every other bank within the top 25 combined lost this, $3-digit billion in customer deposits. Right. So it is pretty challenging, and there's a lot of competitive pressure to acquire and retain customers and also keep the margins high, right? So that's the number one priority, is to improve the cost efficiencies and keep the customers of the FSIs. Number two is the regulatory requirements. FSIs, as it is, spend a lot of time on meeting regulatory compliance, and it's becoming even more complex. So that's an important focus area as well. And lastly, I would say, the threat from cybersecurity attacks and the fraud, there has been a surge over the last year to 2 years, especially in the FSIs. In fact, FSIs saw more data breaches than any other sector over the last couple of years. So that's a top priority as well. On the other side, the FSIs deal with, a lot of tech debt and legacy, right? So in fact, FSIs are some of the first industry to adopt technology. But if you look at, the top 10 insurers or the 44 of the top 50 banks today, they use mainframes, which makes it very difficult to move, right? Less agility with mainframes. And the other challenge with that is to be able to find the talent that can maintain these systems, as well as being able to attract new talent who can, build new systems and new technology for the FSIs. On the other hand, FSIs deal with a lot of data silos. They continue to do that because data has been built within the business units over a period of time. So with that, they cannot get a customer-centric view or any other entity-centric view across the enterprise. So that continues to be a challenge within the FSIs. And, to talk about why FSIs choose Google Cloud, right? To simplify that, there are three reasons why FSIs look at Google, right? One is unified, second one is open, and third is intelligent. By unified, what I mean is that Google's data platform is built for different kinds of personas within the enterprise, be it your analyst all the way to the practitioner. Across a number of use cases, the solution can be built within the walls of the cloud platform as opposed to plugging in, X number of vendors, right? And at the same time, the technology also makes it easy for the enterprise to plug in and integrate with the data sitting on an on-prem or maybe another cloud using features such as BigQuery, Omni, and Anthos. Now, secondly, open. So Google Cloud is built on the same tenets as Google as being open. So what that means is giving the customer the flexibility to run the workloads where they want and when they want, right? So Google is a creator of Kubernetes, and Google's creator of TensorFlow, many such open source technologies, and continues to be number one contributor in this area. So that has been, another key tenet that customers look at for Google. Lastly, it's intelligent. If there's one thing which every single FSI wants to know and talk to Google about, it's the AI ML. Google has been a leader in this field over a number of years and continues to be. And more on this topic in the next few slides. And down below are a few customer examples. We'll share the slide deck. You can take a look. So when it comes to the industry, right, over the last 3 to 4 years, Google Cloud specifically formed industry teams, and FSI is one of them. What this industry team has done is it took these building blocks from data cloud, open, collaboration, and trusted cloud, and built industry specific solutions catering to the industry use cases, right? And for FSIs, the three business outcomes these are categorized are under accelerate growth and revenue to the customers, improve the operational and cost efficiency, and then third one is the risk and regulatory. Now, if I can take maybe a couple examples here, Doc AI, Document AI essentially automates, the tons of paper-based process which are there in the banks or the insurance company or mortgage companies, and take the unstructured data, automate them, digitize them, and integrate with the rest of your data ecosystem, right? And again, there's a lot more on this. It's not as simple as one W-2 or 1040. Maybe, let's say I take my, send my tax packet, which has 20 different documents in one single PDF to my CPA. Google can take that particular PDF, in that case, intelligent enough to identify the different kinds of documents, classify them, split them, and parse them. So that's the kind of automation we're talking about. Contact center AI is another technology that's hugely popular that can improve the customer service and lower costs. We'll talk more about that in the next few slides. And the other one example which I want to mention is Google recently introduced a financial regulatory reporting platform, which comes with a set of data workflows, especially for the regulatory field. So customer data platform, this is again one other industry solution. It is a great example of what we like to call as one Google solution, right? So when I say one Google, it is seamless integration and partnership with Google Ads, Google Marketing Platform, and Google Cloud. So it's much easier and faster to get a 360 view of your customer, and then being able to act on it, right? Being able to get advanced insights around likelihood of customer to engage or churn or advanced segmentation. So all these advanced insights are possible with pre-built models that are available on cloud. And then you can seamlessly activate those insights into your marketing platform, be it ads or anything else. So it's a virtuous cycle that's possible with the customer data platform. And here there's an example, Scotia Bank, which used the Google Cloud CDP platform, and they reduced the time spent on the offers from 14 days to just hours. And Document AI, we just talked about it. Mr. Cooper is another customer of Google Cloud. They used the Doc AI solution, and they achieved over 95% accuracy for some of the most critical documents and improved the document processing efficiency by 400%. This is hugely evolving field. This and contact center AI, a lot more updates are going to come in the near future. CCAI is again, as I said, it remains one of the top use cases, especially recently, more so with the introduction of LLM. So Google has built CCAI with the foundation of LLM much before the LLM hype, if you would, over the last 6 months, right? So it comes with 3 different modules. One is the virtual agent, which is your chatbot or voice bot, fully automates your customer interactions. And then there is Agent Assist. For more complex cases, Agent Assist can give near real-time or real-time information to the customer, to the agent, as they speak with the customer, contextual information. And then CCI Insights can provide at scale insights about your chats or your voice recordings, or even in near real time using natural language processing, so that it's easier to identify what are the call drivers, what is the root cause of a number of these chats, and then appropriate action can be taken to improve the overall customer experience. CCI platform it's essentially, it wraps around all these three features and adds your telephony capability as well, which has the routing, IVR, agents, etc. This particular feature platform was announced just within the last 6 months, and it has the potential to dramatically reduce the cost and improve the operational efficiency. Because now all these features and your telephony are integrated in one place, it becomes much more simplified. So now we're going to jump into generative AI on Google Cloud. I hope we're doing okay on time.
Yeah, we've got about 8-9 minutes left. So just to give you a framework there, BK.
Okay, thanks, Ron. So generative AI, every other person or probably every person who talks about generative AI today, there's a number of new opportunities across geography, across industries that the enterprises are working on actively today, right? What we're seeing is the value proposition, at least initially, is a lot about improving the operational efficiency, improving the employee productivity, cost savings, and things around that. And the use case is very high level. They're around, how can an enterprise get better access to their enterprise assets in a more of Q&A fashion, access to the complex data using Google Grid search functionality within the enterprise. Customer service, we talked about that. How can that be made more conversational, more realistic, and more natural? And creative, content generation, be it generation of text, code, image, or video, using multimodal that improves the employee productivity. Lastly, for the more advanced, technical user, they can leverage the foundational models that Google provides and build their own custom models, training with their own enterprise data assets and their own algorithms. Now, generative AI and Google Cloud, in a nutshell, it is built basically based on top of the Google's foundational models, which I'll cover in a second, integrating that with factual information from enterprise search or Google search, and routing the rules with the Google's conversational AI platform. And there is a cool demo here, which is for 2 minutes. I'll come back to it towards the end if there is time. Let's move forward. So the foundation models, right? These are some of the models, foundation models that are available as of yesterday. I say that because there's Google I/O that just happened, and these slides don't cover that, right? Text, chat, code, image, dialogue, audio, music, video, all of that can be generated in the foundation models. One point which I want to highlight is Google Cloud gives the customer the choice not only to pick the kind of model they want, but also the size of the model, right? So that they can optimize on the cost as well as the performance. For instance, if I were a car mechanic and I want to get information from my Toyota manual, there's no reason why I need to train that model with everything that's available on the internet, right? I can optimize my model to be trained on that specific business use case. So that choice and flexibility is provided to the customer. And the Cloud AI portfolio, again, there may be some latest updates that are probably not reflected here from this morning. But in a nutshell, this is how the generative AI portfolio is structured, right? It's around the personas. If you look at the business users who are less sophisticated in terms of technology, there are pre-built models available for contact center AI, document AI, Discovery AI, and healthcare AI that can give them a head start, and they can customize that pretty easily. For the more advanced users, for like developers, they can use a generative AI app builder, which they can use to take these foundation models and integrate that with conversational AI and enterprise search to quickly build their own, innovative generative AI applications. For the even more advanced user, like the AI practitioner, they can leverage Vertex AI, which is Google's flagship platform for MLOps, which now has all the generative AI capabilities as well within that, right? There are features such as Model Garden, which basically is your first stop for building models, wherein you can pick models from within first party of Google or open source models or even third party models, and then take that and customize that in the Generative AI Studio, which is a low-code drag and drop utility to build these applications quickly. And of course, there is a whole family of the PaLM APIs which are available at your service within the Vertex AI platform, including PaLM 2, which was just announced today. Now, all of this is built on Google Cloud infrastructure, which includes the TPUs and GPUs, which are very much optimized for LLM and generative AI. And real quick, enterprise search. The point I want to make here is the Google grade search that everyone is familiar about can now be brought into your enterprise, sit on top of your knowledge assets really quickly as an out of the box. But you can also take that and customize that, make it a multimodal search or a conversational search. That's possible using the Vertex AI platform. And for the more advanced AI ML engineer, they can build a completely custom search, building on top of this foundation, but probably, training the models with their own enterprise data and their own algorithms. That's possible as well. Vertex AI Model Garden, I talked about that briefly before. Again, it gives the customer choice to pick the models that they want across Google, open source, or third party, and also the size of the model that they want. So before I go to conclusion, Ron, how many minutes do we have? Maybe
we've only got
minutes.
1 or 2, so this is appropriate time.
Let me just run to the conclusion then.
Okay.
So in conclusion, as I said before, we see a lot of momentum, many FSIs, both the top FSIs across, be it insurance, banking, capital markets, or payment providers, or the digital natives, which are entirely born on top of Google Cloud. We see a momentum of them as a long-term partnership, strategic partnership. In this case here, CME Group is transforming their global derivatives market, and they have a strategic partnership with Google Cloud over a number of years. There are other examples listed here like Coinbase and Travelers. Again, they are reinventing their business models, partnering with us. More examples, BetaBank, Tesla Group, and Dark Forest are digital natives and neobanks that are launched on top of Google Cloud. And this is, a rich set of logos. Like I said, it's across geographies, across industries. And a lot of these transit forms are in a long-term journey with Google Cloud. And we hope you'll join us as well. Thank you.